Ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. Welcome on the Cartoon News. My name is David SERERO, and I have the pleasure and the honor to have today on the show a one and only first-class entertainer and actor, stand-up comic. I mean, he has it all. This man is absolutely my hero. His name is Mr. Bill ENGVALL. He's an American comedian and actor who is best known for his work as a stand-up comic. He is a member of the Blue Collar Comedy Group, but he has starred in many movies and also several TV series. And today he's on the phone to talk about two things. First of all, a great movie that is coming out, a phenomenal movie. It's called Wish for Christmas, where he's playing the part of Santa, and you can just not imagine for a second a comedy legend like Bill ENGVALL playing Santa. You can just imagine the tone of this Santa, how funny it must be. It's from the trailer, which you can watch on YouTube. I'm sure you're going to have a good idea of the movie. And also, he has released, and I can not thank him enough for it, a comedy special on the Walmart special platform that is called Voodoo. So, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the one and only Mr. Bill ENGVALL. How are you, Bill?
Well, David, I don't know if I can follow that introduction or not.
I'm sure
I'll tell you what,
can.
When it's my time to leave this earth, I want you giving my eulogy.
Eulogy, right? Well, don't worry. I will be more than happy. Well, first, I think I would be very sad, but I'm sure we can. We'll find a way. So, Bill, I know how busy you are. I know your schedule is like crazy because you're constantly either on the road or filming. So I really, really appreciate that you're taking some time out of your busy schedule to talk with me today. That's really, really, really a pleasure and an honor, really. I mean that from my heart, really.
It's an honor to talk to you.
Oh, thank you, my dear friend. So for the few people who don't know you, I'm sure there are two people somewhere in Alaska who don't know you. Why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself? Where are you from? Where did you grow up? And also, I'm always very curious to know what brought you to comedy.
Well, I was born in Texas, and my father was in the public health service, so we moved around a lot. So, and I'm not a jock, so the way I made friends quick was I was the funny guy. And but I never, Dave, I never thought I could, I just thought you can't make a living at this. But I went to college and I discovered women and beer, so studies went out the window. And I moved back to Dallas, and they opened up a comedy club, and I went up there one night just to watch the show with a buddy of mine. And a couple rounds of liquid encouragement went through us, and next thing I knew, they had me on stage, and I was just joking about being from Dallas, and people were laughing, and I remember thinking, wow, this is kind of cool. And then the lady who owned the club came up to me and asked me if I wanted a job there, and I said, sure. And I got to learn from guys like Jerry Seinfeld and Jay Leno and guys like that. So I learned how to construct an act, and I learned early on that if you work clean and you work funny, you're going to work a long time. But, I never was, when I was a young boy, I wanted to be an actor. I wanted to be John Wayne. My dad and I would go watch those movies together, and I didn't really realize that God's plan would lead me through comedy to get into the acting thing. But it all worked out great, and I still to this I've been touring since 1980. And I still love getting up in front of people and making people laugh. I think it's a gift that I was given, and it's my job to spread that laughter. And then, I started getting calls for TV shows. I was on Delta Burke's series for a while after she did Finding Women. Then I did the Jeff Foxworthy show for a while. And then I got my own sitcom, the Bill ENGVALL Show, which was on TBS. And our big claim to fame is that we gave Jennifer Lawrence her first job. She was on the show. So that ran for 3 years, and then I started getting calls for movies, and I got this call from these people who did A Wish for Christmas, and I really enjoyed the role. I enjoyed the project because it's it has a great message in the sense of just that families first, and I got to be honest with you, I like doing projects where I feel like in this business we all become so jaded that there's a lot of great stories out there that you don't need a sex scene or a car chase or somebody getting killed. That was what really turned me on about the role of playing this. And I should qualify, I don't actually get to play Santa. I play a street corner homeless Santa.
Oh, okay. Oh, I'm sorry. Uh-huh.
But, no, Santa's a good guy. I was, at the start of the movie, I'm kind of a derelict.
You say that. That is a good guy. That is so funny. What I love in you, Bill, is that no matter what you say, it is always, you have a way to make it very funny and very musical. It's amazing. You can read, like Jerry Seinfeld, he can read, the yellow pages, and it would still be very funny.
Yeah. Well, that was, listen, David, that was a gift that was given to me, and I feel like my job and my reason I'm on this earth is to spread laughter and make people feel better. And that's why, like, when I'm doing my shows or on my like in my stand-up special, just selling for parts. It's all very clean. I always try to tell young comedians, you can talk about whatever you want, just do it in a clean way,
Exactly.
And people appreciate that.
Oh yeah, I'm 100% with you. And this is why you're having this huge success with all audiences. There is not you're not talking to only one community, but everybody they go to your shows. So that's really, and you made me laugh so much, your great, your great, comedy albums like Here's Your Sign, and there are many others. We're going to talk about it. I want to talk about one thing. It's very rare that stand-up comedians, they have the gift to do the transition into movies and do really a role and to be really an actor, because a lot of comedians out there, I'm not going to say who, but a lot of comedians, they're always playing themselves. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah.
But you have this quality, Bill, that you can really play anyone and always bring in your touch. Like, you have really this quality. Is there anything you want to say about it?
Well, I think that's, thank you. That's a very nice compliment. Yeah, I do. I see that a lot too. That guys are just playing themselves, and I love acting. I love being able to crawl in the skin of a character and bring it to life, and have it have its own personality, but also it has little parts of me in it. And so, listen, I've played, like in this Wish for Christmas, I play a homeless street corner Santa. I shot a movie 2 weeks before that where I played a murderer. So it's
wow.
Yeah, and I do that a lot for me, David. I always wanted to stretch myself. And I like to stretch my fans too. I don't want them to get. I don't want to be that one joke pony. I want to show that I have versatility, and hopefully people will see these movies and go, hey, I could put him in that movie. And I think it also helps my stand-up in the sense of the performance. I don't ever want people just to go, oh, we watched Bill Engvall. I always tell people, when you're going to come see my show, I don't want you to think like we're going to see a stand-up comedian. I want you to think more like we're just sitting around your living room and I'm the funny guy doing the talking. Yeah.
This is why, I took the liberty to introduce you like an entertainer, really, because you really, every time we watch your show, I almost see a theater play, because we are really immersed into the situation that you're creating, It's not a one-night jokes or jokes one after the other. It's really like a play that has the beginning, a middle, and an end. And of course, it's funny from the first step you put on stage to the last one. It's really, really, really funny. So I really appreciate all the stuff you said, because that's exactly how everyone is feeling when they're watching you. They're really, really enjoying you. And also, you appeared in the stand-up routine on the Tonight Show and the Late Show with David Letterman. So how was it to do all of that? I'm sure all the comedians, they're like freaking out before going on those TV shows. How did you feel?
Well, when I got to do the Tonight Show with Johnny Carson, I will tell you that I was as nervous as a new father that night.
Yeah.
And even with Letterman, those are two feathers in my cap that I'm really proud of.
Wow.
The fact that I was able to make an appearance on those shows. But it's for me, it's you get where I hope I never get to the feeling where I feel like, oh, it's just another show I'm doing, because if it's not exciting and if it's not a little bit nervous, then I don't think you're really giving it what you need to give. If it's become that blasé to you, then you probably shouldn't be doing it. But to kind of talk about put it in what you were talking about earlier, when people see my show, I always tell people, I think of it like this. Think of it, my show is like a 90-minute story that we just weave in and out of different subjects.
Exactly. That's what I meant. Yeah, that's amazing. Yeah. So it's amazing that you did with Johnny Carson. So how was it to be with him?
Oh, it was great. It was everything I thought it'd be. It just went by too fast.
Yeah. No, I can imagine. Those 5 minutes that you were doing, they must have felt to you like it was an hour, right?
Yeah, exactly. No, it was really special. He came by the dressing room before the show and said hello and said, "Hey, have a great set. Just do what you do." And I'm like a little kid going, "Oh my God, you're Johnny Carson."
Yeah, no, he's definitely part of the American heritage and the American culture.
Oh yeah,
definitely. So now we jump to a fantastic. First of all, you did. You were a game show host. I want to say you participated in Dancing with the Stars. You did all these great tour on Blue Collar Comedy Tour, which, by the way, if you haven't bought the DVD, just move yourself very quickly and go to buy it and have some great time. Now we are moving to this great movie where you are playing the part that you just said about this homeless man who is playing Santa. And we're discovering you in another color. Because you're so rich as an actor that you're giving so many colors in almost every gig that you played. As you said just 2 weeks ago, just 2 weeks before you did that, you played a murderer. So we are seeing a new color. So tell us about how this movie was brought to you, that is called Wish for Christmas.
Sure.
And also, how did you approach that character?
Well, the movie A Wish for Christmas, I had done a movie with these people before called Catching Faith. And I like the product they put out. It's a family faith-based movie that just has a great story. So when they called me about A Wish for Christmas and they told me the plot line of it, which is basically that a young teenage girl, they're going to have their winter formal, but they moved it to Christmas Eve. Yeah. And her parents said that she couldn't go because they'd be in church on Christmas Eve. And so she goes to bed that night all mad and wishes that her parents didn't believe in God. And the wish comes true, and she gets to see what life's like without religion in their lives. And I play and she has to find, she has to find the religion in herself, and I play a street corner homeless Santa that we kind of banter back and forth early on, but then at the end we end up helping each other. She helps me, I help her. And it was just a real feel-good movie, David. It's I think sometimes in this business, as viewers, we become so jaded in what we think is entertainment that like this movie's wonderful, and it doesn't have a car chase or a sex scene, or nobody gets killed. And you get the message that Christmas is about family, and so I'm all in on that. I want. I want people to watch this and look at their family and go, you know what, we're going to get this together.
Wow, that's so true. And the movie is really good, and all the actors, all of you came together so well in this movie. There is a perfect balance during the whole movie. It's really, really a fantastic thing. So what is next for you? What are you doing next after?
Oh God, David, I don't know. I guess Billingville on Ice would be the next thing. But, I don't know. That's a great question because I've been so blessed in my career, and I've gotten to do everything I've wanted to do. I guess what I hope is that maybe people see these movies and offer me another role in their movie. Yeah. I'd be lying if I said I didn't want another chance at another sitcom. I enjoy doing those. But,
Yeah.
you know, I got to tell you, I've got life so good right now. I've got 2 wonderful children that are grown.
Oh.
I've got a lovely wife. We've been married for 35 years. And
Wow,
so
congratulations.
I just kind of sit back and see what life's going to deal me. I always I told my son a long time ago, I said, life will show you what you're supposed to do. You just got to be open to it.
Exactly. You know, and congratulations for your 35 years marriage, because
Thank you.
35 years in the U.S., it's like 50 years in Canada. You know, it's a lot.
I think we're in the top 10 now. But
yeah.
but now Gail, my wife, has just been spectacular. She's been with me since day one. So it's really fun now to enjoy the perks of the business with her, because she went through the hard times with me, like, you know, we went together. And so now when things are green and good, you know, it's nice to be able to share that with her.
That's the best part, because, you know, people don't understand that comedy, because you have to make people laugh, it's so hard. There's nothing more depressive than to be a stand-up comedian when you're starting out. Like, there's nothing more difficult than to play in front of 5 drunk people in a comedy club. You know, there's nothing more depressing, nothing more difficult. This is why for the few stuff that I produced in my life, I always cast stand-up comedian as actors, because I know they are fearless. You know, there's nothing that can scare a stand-up comedian, because he's used to rejection more than anybody else in the world.
Oh, yeah,
and
you got that right.
And he will do anything to improve what he's told to do, really. And he's so disciplined. This is why, because in our show, we have a lot of people from the industry, a lot of producers, a lot of investors, a lot of those guys, and a lot of journalists, of course. So I want to tell them, if you want to do a movie and you want to have reliable actors that are going to deliver the goods, you know, you need to hire someone like Mr. Bill Engvall, who will really throw away the lines like you could have never thought. And why? Because they know how to work on the text. They know how to sell it, you know, better than anybody. And these guys are very, very, very strong. And I think it's Robin Williams. I don't know if you saw his interview when he did on the inside of the actor studio.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and he's talking about how stand-up comedians are the best actors possible. You know,
I think so, because I think you nailed it on the head when you said we've been out there. There's a movie set is safe. You know.
Yeah.
You know, I always tell I get people always saying, "Well, how do I know? How do I become a comedian?" I said, what you need to do is go up on a midnight show when nobody knows you and nobody cares about you.
Yeah.
And they're drunk, and if you can make those people laugh, then you got a chance at it. So, you know, being on stage and stuff, that's what we do. So you're right. When we get on a movie set, and it's like, hey, I can just have fun and play now.
Yeah, that's so true. So you can also watch the last show of Bill Engvall that is called "Just Tell Him for Part." Which just the title is really, really good. And you can watch it exclusively on Vudu. So Vudu is the Walmart platform. Vudu, I spell it for you. It's VUDU. And you can watch Mr. Bill Engvall. First of all, you need to like his Facebook page. I'm saying over 1,200,000 people. So that just tells you, if you're a producer around, if you're a director, that you have to hire this man, because, hey, that's already more than 1 million people who will definitely go to the movie theater and purchase tickets and go there. So those numbers, they don't lie, you know. So that's one thing you definitely need to do. And, of course, you can follow Mr. Engvall on tour, who is, if you are a venue, if you have a theater, if you are a casino, and you want to sell tickets, and you want people to have a good time, and this is Mr. Bill Engvall. He's the man who will really make the audience stand on their feet to really, really enjoy their evening. And I know for one thing that you know how to bring the big bucks to the venue. That's really no, I know that for a fact, really. So really, congratulations. And you know, there are no secrets, because every time you have a show, you work on it, you prepare it. You just don't go and like take for granted all those years of comedy. You always put yourself working on it. And this is why I admire so much stand-up comedians, because there's never a night that is the same, right?
Right. You got that right, buddy.
Yeah, that's true. So, ladies and gentlemen, I had the pleasure tonight to have the one and only Bill Engvall, who is a first-class stand-up comedian, first-class actor, and he's also a writer. I'm sure you have seen him on many TV specials, such as Blue Collar TV and many other TV series and movies. He is starring at a wonderful part of a great movie that is called Wish for Christmas. You guys have to go to see this movie and order the DVD, and you can start by watching the trailer on YouTube. And also, you have to follow Mr. Bill Engvall. First of all, like his Facebook page. It doesn't cost $1, and trust me, you're going to have some good time just by liking it. And also, definitely go on Vudu to watch the special of Mr. Bill Engvall. And if you have an opportunity to listen to his previous shows, please do it, because those shows are classics. They would never get old, really, because Bill has this unique quality to make it very, very entertaining, as always. If you are a theater out there, please hire Mr. Bill Engvall, and I promise you, your audience will love you for the rest of the season. And also, if you're a journalist, talk about that movie, A Wish for Christmas, and talk about the special Just Tell Him for Parts, which is exclusively on Voodoo. You can put all the information on the website of Bill, which is billengvall.com. And if you are an investor and you want to put and you want to change every dollar you have into $2 or $3 or $4 to invest in everything that has the name Bill Engvall attached to it, will be for you the best investment possible. I guarantee you that. So, my dear Bill, thank you so much for taking some time. And I want you to know, my dear friend, that the doors of this show are yours 24/7. You are an inspiration for all the comedians out there, for all the actors out there, and we are all really looking at you like someone who really brought so much to this art form. So it's really, really an honor and really a highlight of this modest radio show to really have you. It's really an honor, Bill.